No, we'll leave you. The human engine. The Empire has been made impressive strides in becoming a building powerhouse, the envy of the world. Now, though, to maintain this momentum, you must ensure you have a reliable stream of workers who will work tirelessly on the great construction projects. From where should you find these thralls? Criminal slaves are war slaves, so do we want slavery? If we do, are they going to be indentured, which is the criminal slaves? Or are they going to be taken in war? Bonus population per ransack. Good grief, imagine that on the Vikings, who already do double income from ransacking. Oof. Or +1 industry on a commons quarter. Or no slaves. We don't need to do this at all. I don't think I will. We, after all, believe massively in liberty. And more population for Koshkin, of course. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. As soon as that locked up, I was like, I know I was clicking a bit too wildly there. Oh well, I have to do that turn again. Nope, loud noises, sorry. Game disagrees with no slaves. Oh dear. Amplitude indicted. Amplitude promoting slavery. No, they're not. Just making that clear. It was crashing in the very thought of me perhaps thinking about having slavery. There you go. We are going to do more of this. Right, okay, so for those of you just joining us and not sure exactly what the heck is going on here, and you may notice that there are a couple of recognizable figures in my AI lineup here. And that is because this game has drops enabled. So if you watch a couple of the really big streamers, for example, Burke Black, Quill18, Lewis from the Oxcast, Lamidia, Zerotor, and Spiffing Brit, if they are streaming and streaming Humankind, then if you watch half an hour of their stream, you will get access to their characters in the game itself. If you watch people who have drops enabled who aren't necessarily one of the big six, then you can just get a copy of this for yourselves to try, play, and give some feedback on. Because after all, the whole point of the OpenDev stuff is to collect data, so it makes sense that they're giving away copies like this through the drop system. It's a really good way of introducing more people to the game and everything that the game is doing. So, what exactly does this mean? This isn't just a little pretty picture that you can get from some of these characters. They've actually taken full 3D shots of their faces and then implemented them as a avatar, an animated avatar, just like we have Lucy over here as our current avatar. You can come up against Quill, you can come up against Burke Black, and then the other four as well, and they will be actually moving avatars. Furthermore, and this is the part that I actually think is even better, is each of those six have taken a psych profile in order to get a psychological overview of exactly how they would behave. And what that means is they can they've created an AI based on those psychological profiles. So not only will they have the likeness of those streamers, they will actually play like those characters do in their games. So Quill probably has a capital called Brussels, probably believes in pacifism until he doesn't, probably has a lot of emphasis on science, that type of thing. So that's really, really cool, and I really like that. So if you see any of those six guys on, be sure to go check out their streams if they're playing Humankind. Watch it for half an hour, and then you will get access to these characters as well. If you come across someone like me who has drops enabled, and you watch them for 3 hours, then you will be able to get this yourself. If you need to connect it to your Games Together account with your Twitch account, and then watch the 3 hours, and you should get a pop-up saying click this and you'll get the drops. If you do !drops, it will give you all the information that you need for that. So yeah, pretty cool system. This is the first time I've ever really had anything to do with drops, and I like it. They've done a really good job of making this interesting. Like before, drops just like, here, have a free skin. I don't really care about free skins. but having actual AI personalities programmed into the game to make the game different and giving you access to development builds, heck yeah. That sounds awesome. Oh, Syndrome, sorry about that. Scroll up. A civilization of sentient deer may sound interesting, but I get the strange feeling that they'd make no progress in advancing their culture. I guess that's what happens when you encounter stagnation. Okay, that was good. Oh dear, says Fatino Decay. Appropriate. Pond 2000% approved. Dear God! Alright, here we go. We got those things built. Ah, we can also steal characters again. Yeah, we'll probably do that in a minute. Understood, thank you.
We've been going nowhere. Shall we try forward?
No. Nope, I'm not doing a non-aggression pact with you Aztecs. I am sorry, but it's not happening. Nimanda. Nimanda was the place where I built all the things. So, food, 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 money, industry, 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 defenses, science and science. Then I'm going to build every one of those. Okay, now that we've got the idea of what we were actually going to build and where, we decided that your food output is decent. I'd kind of prefer you to be on abundance. What's higher? Is plentiful higher than abundance? I can never remember. Yeah, because I think abundance is 0 to 50, then plentiful is 50 plus. But then this also makes it look like what I'm doing is down here. The state will remain as long as your city food production stays between 50 and 150. Does that mean that there is one higher than plentiful, which is 150 plus? Because that certainly makes it sound like there would be. In which case, I want to get some food production going. I think that was going to be there. And down here too. So that's going to be all the food. And then I'm going to get a little bit of industry going on. Okay, maybe not there. Oops. So that's going to be 3 industry minus 1 food. Or 4 industry. It's got to be this really. I think that one. Yeah, that one's a +9. Alright, so now you've got a fair amount of stuff to build, which will take you a fair amount of time. But each one of these farmers' quarters you get, you're going to start getting industry, thanks to the English. Hero star unlocked, cool. Population gained, unsurprising. Research. Okay, so we were going to do alchemy, furnace, guilds, Grumbuskin. Now, is this where I built all the hamlets with Latoshkin? Had I done that already? No. No, I hadn't. In fact, if I cancel those, what I think I can do... Oops. Is we're going to queue up another knight, because I just deleted one by accident. Then we're going to flip to the buyout. And this is going to allow me to just straight buy these hamlets on there. Oops, that's not a buyout. Oh, I'm not getting the science from this adjacency. Oh, it's because we already got it. Right. Okay, this buyout button's a bit finicky. It's not a toggle. It's a one-off. Alright, so your maximum population is now 39. That'll keep Latoshkin going probably for about 2 more turns. Then Grumbuskin. Adeptive just got your copy of Humankind. Congratulations, Adeptive. Enjoy. Right. Grumbuskin. Food production up here. That's what you were going to work on. And then let's also get you a little bit more industry so you can build stuff a bit faster. In fact, let's just go ahead and buy you those. Cool. Human engine. We're not doing slavery. Saving the game, because this is where we crashed last time. Return. We're good. Oh, look at that. Latoshkin grew. What a surprise. Alright, so. I didn't do anything! I swear I didn't do anything! It just blew up! What turn is this on? 90-something. Last time I checked it was 92, so it's probably 95, 96, something around there. Alright, let's try that again. Thankfully I'd saved it, and in fact this is the autosave from the previous turn. We're on turn 105. So there you go. If you're going to buy the game, is there a code so I can get credit or something? The main one would be the Humble store. I don't know if it's available through Humble yet, though. Because I'm a partner with Humble and I'm also a partner with Paradox. I doubt that Paradox is selling this. So Humble would be your best bet. And yes, there is a code for that. I will look it up as soon as this finishes loading. I don't really want to Alt-Tab while it's doing that. Okay. Let's take a very quick look because I think it's exclamation mark store. There you go. If you use that link, if it's available on Humble, and you use that link, then you will give me a kickback, which would be very much appreciated. What's the timestamp? 2:29. What I should probably do is note down the timestamp every time I crash and just upload the stream of that. Humankind is available on Humble. Well, there you go. Okay, Agrarian Affinity. You are now able to use one of your Agrarian special actions. Yes. And like last time, is there anywhere that has more than 3 connections? Like this one actually has 3. This one has 3. This one has 2. 1, 2. I think I'm actually going to do it here because Bjornvar only has 2 population right now. I'd quite like to steal a couple more. And my food production's actually gone up so that this refreshes in 7 turns rather than 10. Nice. A merchant from afar. Bang, bang, bang! A rabble of traders ferrying strange wares are knocking at Hextech's gates demanding an audience. They tell you they hail from a far land, having travelled many leagues along one of your fabled trade routes. They claim to offer merchandise that will be profitable, but they also look rather haggard and exhausted. Do you agree to let them in? Dismiss them. Foreigners carrying strange wares, ideas, and perhaps worse are not welcome. Consent. We should welcome the traders from the far climes. The chance of profits is worth the risk of foulness. Heck yeah. Just good business. Even if we get the plague or something, that's just an excuse to sell premium healthcare. What's up, Huns? Nothing. Ah, you have incense. I'm going to buy them from you. You have lead. Do I have lead? I have lead. I don't need lead. Can't trade with you. Hunt, we just checked. I'm just going to double check everyone to see if anyone's unlocked anything interesting. So far, doesn't look like it. Gemstones. Oh, we lost our gemstone trade. Oh, this is not showing up. Okay, we already apparently have gemstones. But it's not showing up over here. Maybe someone's buying it from me? Except I'm not a merchant anymore, so they can't. Hero star unlocked and somebody forgave me. Grievance is being forgiven. Let me guess, the Huns. Oh, that's what the exclamation mark was. Right. So the Huns were like, you know what? I'm not going to mess with you. However, you are a bit miffed with me. What you gonna do about it, though? How are we looking with the Eurostar? So we've completed the population era. We've completed science, we've completed production. We're like 4 turns away from merchant. That's 154 fame as well. That's a fair amount. The thing is, the Aztecs are getting closer and closer. But then again, our fame advantage is skyrocketing ahead of them. Alright, Silver Knight. Oh! Rebels! Quick! Build some walls. Build some taller walls. No, 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 no. And I guess some archers. Now, unfortunately, Silver Knight's population is really, really low again. Well, in that case, I think what you need is more food production so you can get more growth going. Makes me curious about where those guys came from.
Ready all, row.
Oh, they decided nope. What even are those? They look like scouts or something. Angry citizens. Well, let's shoot them. Alright, well, we definitely want the archers up on the hill. Specifically within the walls if we can. Alright. So we can one-shot any of these that we like. Good old longbows. Oh. Silver Knight. You have coffee. And it's not been developed yet. That's not acceptable. I mean, it is acceptable because coffee is freaking disgusting. But that's a resource I could have been selling. And that's money just being lost. Alright, where is Bjornvar? There's Bjornvar. So we can get another army coming in over here, and I think we are going to do just that. So we'll head you off over that way. And then Bjornvar needs an upgrade of some kind. I'm seeing a nice little production hub appearing around there. Because your food is now plentiful. Only just, though. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to start building... Oh, I can't. But I can put them down here, just not up here. Oh, it's because there's already district... Never mind. It's already developed. I mean, quite frankly, that would be better off with farmers. Especially as we haven't actually developed any of the farming stuff yet. Which probably also means, yeah, we haven't developed any of the industrial stuff. Okay, let's get those going. Oh cool, tactical battles. Yes, they are. Yeah, tactical. Usually a little more challenging than the one I just fought, I must say. Not a great representation. Bit one-sided. I am now making 2,000 a turn. Ka-ching. Which should also mean that I will be finishing... Oh, we did just finish the financial goal. So I think that this is the time for us to save the game. And then choose a new faction. So, we can stay as the English, if we wanted to. We do keep the ability for farms to produce production as well. We will lose access to the longbows and the stronghold. Stronghold is bugged. We don't have access to strongholds. So that's not necessarily a huge loss. We can be the Dutch. For the intrepid, the world is an endless festival of commerce. +2 money per trader on all cities. We don't actually have very many traders at all. And the Verenigde Oost-Asian something company warehouse. The East Indies warehouse. Which is +5 money per naval trade route, of which we've only got 1. And +5 money per adjacent harbour. Okay, we have a lot of adjacent harbours. And also, harbours will provide trader slots. So this works... Does this replace harbours? No, I think this is an additional building. So basically you put the harbours on the coast and you put the VOC warehouse behind it. And then that will mean that those harbours which already produce money make more money. And then, whoa, I hate that scroll thing. You can also get the float, which is a naval transport. Ranged combat naval unit, must have line of sight to attack, replaces land units which embark and travel across ocean tiles. Conveyor, increased movement speed when starting its turn in an allied territory. That's a strong transport. So yeah, the Dutch are all about maritime expansions, basically the new Carthage. Horden Sonny. Let the roots of peace spread to all points of the compass. +2 food per farmer in all cities. We have a lot of farmers. 3 Sisters Plantation, +1 food per farmer, +2 food per adjacent farmer's quarter. That one's a little bit harder to design because I've just got farmers' quarters everywhere. And then we get the Rotis Kenrahekte, which is a shooter. He's got shooters. He's a gunner. Oh, he's stealthy as well. Interesting. Then we've got the Hoseon, which are Koreans. As in the celestial realm, so in the earthly one. +4 science on lakes. We don't have a lot of lakes. +4 science on coastal waters. We have a lot of coastal waters. Sea 1, +3 science per adjacent exploitation. So basically you want the Seer ones on the edges of your city, because the exploitations are the areas you haven't actually built yet. However, with the rate that my cities are expanding, they're not going to be on the edges for very long. And then the Geobuxion, which is their turtle ship. Gun platform, ramming speed. They require 3 copper and 2 something. I'm guessing that's saltpeter. I don't have any copper. Sorry, I have copper, but I don't have 3. I think I have 2. I could buy one, though. Ming! If your words are worthless, hold your tongue. Plus 25% civic points. So we get through the civics faster, which is good with a high stability. The Grand Tea House. Plus 5 influence, plus 2 influence per adjacent commons quarters. So Ming basically has stability and influence side by side. Interesting combination. I don't know if that's necessarily the strongest though, because I've only ever so far had a single commons quarter per city. And I think only 2 cities have them. Rocket carts, gunners, and they do suppression. They require 3 saltpeter. That's very expensive. Then we've got the Mughals. Plus 5% industry per number of culturally controlled territories in the capital. And then the Jama. Plus 5 industry per number of culturally controlled territories. Culturally controlled territory. I think that's where our influence has really gone so hard into other territories that they become culturally ours, though not de jure ours, or not de facto ours. The Jama Majid, plus 2 industry per worker, plus 1 influence per adjacent religious district. We have not actually seen religious districts. I've not been able to build those. So that one's a bit eh. And then we've got the Jaznal, which is Cannon Elephant. Not only is it a war elephant, it's got a cannon on it. With a crazy strong attack. Ottomans. The Sultan's Realm. Modify attach outpost cost by minus 15%. I think that is with 3 cities, of which there aren't really any left. Plus 2 faith from the Sultan Kami, plus 1 faith per adjacent district. So that's a religious district. And then Janissaries, which are a 44 attacks. They're just good all-rounders. Siege Mastery. Bonus combat strength when participating in an assault or sortie. Oh, assault or sorties. They're also really good at defending. Interesting. That's pretty strong. We got the Poles. When surrounded by wolves, swords must be drawn. Plus 20 fortification on garrisons. Deadly ramparts. They have the Barbican, which is stability reduction just because it's a district. Is a land unit. Spawn is fortified, protects neighbouring tiles from being ransacked. Okay, so if you're up against like the Mongols or the Vikings, the Poles will protect you from that. And they have the Winged Hussars, who I am sure will shortly arrive. Also, I've just realised that I have not read these ones. Mughals, pay your stonemasons well, for their works offer immortality. And then the Ottomans, all great cities are a living testament to an empire's glories. Alright, then we've got the Spanish. Every kingdom divided against itself shall be rendered desolate. Plus 3 combat on units starting their turn in non-allied territory. So their units are really good on the attack, kind of on the defense. They have access to the Conquistador, which is a heavy hitting unit. 43 damage. Generates additional money from winning battles and ransacking. They're also quite cheap. 1 iron, 1 saltpeter. And then they have the Cathedral Gothica, which is plus 5 faith, plus 1 faith per adjacent religious district. Again, we can't get religious districts. Except I'm guessing that this is a religious district. So if you have cathedrals next to each other, then they will give that adjacency bonus. Edo Japanese. Plus 3 influence per district.